In today's Raw lesson, we're gonna talk about the theory behind the Man Overboard under sail. But it's not just about the Man Overboard, it's about how to maneuver the boat under sail. This lesson is gonna help you to pick up mooring balls under sail, to dock your boat under sail, because it will help you understand the fundamentals of maneuvering under sail.
This lesson is a part of a big series that I'm going to upload and share with you here on YouTube for free. It's a glimpse to some of my sailing lessons during my week-long sailing courses in Croatia. No big edits or fancy scripting, just pure, raw knowledge for you to enjoy. Some parts are more slow and some parts are more packed with knowledge. So please feel free to skim around this video because there is knowledge, tips, and little nuances until the last minute of each lesson. Ooh, one little disclaimer, I might be saying stuff that you disagree with, because in sailing there's no one truth. There's different type of approaches to different type of boats, locations, and even different type of captaining style. But also, I might be wrong. I might not do the most optimal thing. And I don't claim to be a know-it-all. I am developing and learning every week, and I'm learning a lot from this lovely online community. So please, if you disagree with anything, write down your reasoning down below and let's start a healthy discussion in the comment section. Because if you claim to be a great captain, you know how important it is to keep on learning and improving your methods. That's it. That's the disclaimer. Now let's jump to the lesson. Oh, and check the description down below to hear more about my courses.
Man Overboard under sail lesson. Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about doing the maneuver of Man Overboard under sail. Now it's just not about Man Overboards. Yes, Man Overboard is very important and we did drill a lot of Man Overboard this week. Under sail, under heave to, under having the mainsail up, emergency tiller, heave to, Man Overboard. It's very important if you have a person in the water to know how to bring them back. But this is not just about the Man Overboard. This is about maneuvering the boat under sail and getting to a certain point in the water. Could be a mooring ball, could be an anchorage, could be a person, and then stopping the boat next to it. You will not have engine all the time. Don't think that this is it's pretty reliable, even if it's in a good charter company. A thing that could happen is a prop wrap, for example. When you wrap a line around your propeller and then you need to maneuver the boat without having engine. Okay, and instead of calling for assistant, if you know how to do it, you can do dock approaches under sail. Okay? Yes?
Yep.
Yes? Great. So, the principle we're learning here is to mimic the same capabilities we have under engine, to do them under sail. If this is the Man Overboard and the wind is coming from Cheval, the wind is coming from the actual wind that we feel right now, right? This is your Man Overboard, and let's say that this is the boat. We learned that what we want to do in the Man Overboard under engine, for example, is once we have the Man Overboard, we want to go downwind, so we can, after we go downwind, climb back upwind into the wind, or a little bit 10 degrees here or 10 degrees there, so that we can resist the wind. And again, resisting the wind is much better than coming with the wind, because the wind is pushing you and you can have more control, versus if it's pushing you from the back, it's very hard to maintain speed and control like this. So we went downwind so that we can climb back upwind. While we're approaching it, we are putting the boat back in neutral, right? Because we want to have control speed. Or we give a little forward, or we go back to neutral, or we give a little forward, and then when we reach our spot, we're just like falling on the Man Overboard. We talked about the pros and cons. I'm not going to get into details about it right now, but because we're practicing with an object in the water, it's like having a person that's unconscious in the water, and in that case we want to drift on him. We are drifting on him and then we're picking him up. We need to take the same capabilities of putting the boat against the wind and using neutral or forward to propel ourselves or to slow ourselves down so that we can pick him up. How do we mimic the same capabilities when we don't have engine and we just have sails? You said something yesterday that was going into the wind, right?
Yeah.
Going into the wind is one type of approach. You can maneuver the boat so that you aim to a point below the Man Overboard, and then you turn the boat into the wind, and then you stop and slow down. It's a good method, but the downside of it is that once you go into the wind, that's it. It's a one-way thing. So you really need to know the boat know how fast or slow it slows down, and understand with the wind where is that point that you need to turn into the wind so that you're stopping on the man overboard. But if you undershoot it, you cannot propel yourself much forward. Yes? 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 Great. The other thing that you can do is we talked about if you're going in a close reach or a close haul, somewhere between 40 degrees to 60 degrees, if you're approaching that man overboard in that 40 to 60 degrees, at some point you can say, let out the sails, and then the boat slows down, and you can fall on the man overboard. If you undershoot, you can say, ah shit, pull them back in, and then you pull them, the sails, and you start to continue to generate speed towards your target. And then again, let them out again. So far, so good? Yep. So our goal, when we're doing a man overboard under sail, or we're doing any maneuver under sail, even if it's a mooring ball, not necessarily a man overboard, my goal is to get the boat so that I'm coming back on this 60 to 40 degree line of approach. Now, either 60 or 40, that depends on your boat. On this boat, if you come at a 60 degree angle, if you come at a close reach, it's going to be very, very hard to stop because this boat generates a lot of speed and a lot of power when you're coming in a 60 degree angle. Okay? So basically, on this boat, we will want to aim around 40 to 50 degrees into the wind because that's going to help us to slow down. So when we're going to have a man overboard, when you have a mooring ball, when you have a dock, whatever, I want you to visualize these two lines that we have here. This will be my line of approach. If you learned in the RYA, IYT, or any other book or method that teaches you man overboard, you might have heard two of these methods. One of them is called the figure of eight. Basically, you're going on a beam reach, you're tacking, and then going down to a broad reach, and then heading up into a close reach, and you get to the man overboard. The other method is called the broad reach, close reach. You basically go on a broad reach, you go 120 to the wind, you tack, and then you turn and you come back to get the man overboard on 60 degrees. These two methods are great if you responded instantly when you had a man overboard. If you were here and then you had a man overboard, great. Go on a beam reach, tack, go on a broad reach, and come back on a close reach. Or go on a broad reach, tack, and then come back on a close reach.
It depends on the wind, what you choose?
The wind is always coming from you in this example. No, what you choose is according to your preference. This one is a little bit more maneuvery because you need to go through 3 different points of sail, but you're staying more closer to the man overboard. Whereas this one, you need to go a little bit further, but you're also retracing your steps. You're going 120, and then even if you lose him and you turn around and you're on 60, you know that you're retracing your steps. Every method has their own pros and cons. But what I say is that if you have a real man overboard, it's probably going to take you some time to understand, to figure out what's happening. And then you start your approach, let's say you're here. So you had a man overboard. Ah, shit. Fuck. What do I need to do? Okay. Yes, I need to do the figure of 8. Great. Why is the helm not turning? I'm on autopilot. And then you're here. And then you start your approach from here. And if you try to start your approach from here, and you try to do the beam, any of them, you're not going to end up on him. What you do need to do is to stop for a second, look to the wind, look to the man overboard, visualize this line of approach, and then find the shortest route to him. From here, just go like this and like this. If you're here, you're just going to go tack and tack. If you're here, you go downwind and then come back up. And this is what we're going to work on today, like finding those lines of approach so you can come to them from any direction. You will see while we're doing it, I'm going to tell you to have one hand on the man overboard, one hand to the wind. And then you can understand that if I'm turning right now and I'm putting my bow on the man overboard, my other hand is to the wind, this is going to be my angle. And this is going to be a good angle, right? This is like the 60-degree angle that I'm talking about between my hands right now. You might point to the man overboard and to the wind and you'll see angle like this, not good. You might point to the man overboard and to the wind and you'll see an angle that like this, That means you need to tack and do a different maneuver, but this is also going to be too big. You're not going to be able to stop. Okay? A lot of information is said here. We talked about this yesterday as well, and we did practice it already yesterday. I hope today things will make a bit more sense. This is not an easy maneuver. That's why we're doing it at the end of the week. It's like the build-up to everything that we're doing. This maneuver includes wind awareness, visualization, understanding the boat's trajectory and momentum, crew commanding, sail adjustments, and many more. So please, let's leave the dock, take down the bimini, and get our sails up and have some fun in the light wind. What the fuck? Where's the wind? I'm talking too much. Well, the wind's supposed to come, so we'll see you there.
If you enjoyed this video, please let me know down in the comment section below. Like and share this video with your sailor friends, and subscribe if you want to dive deep into sailing knowledge. Plus, it really helps. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.